Hey everybody, Nick here with Shop Class 101. Today we're going to work on putting a new carburetor on the old farmer can. As you can see, there's a bunch of snow up on the cowl here, and we're fighting the elements tonight here in Wisco. Got the heater turned on in the shop. If you've never had the pleasure of unboxing a new Holley carburetor, the smell is worth the cost of admission for sure. Ooh, horsepower! Stickers! Totally worth it. Take the air cleaner off here. $743 threads on this plastic nut and the old horsepower robbing K&N filter top here. Got some throttle linkage, got some fuel lines, and electric choke wire, but shouldn't be too bad. Let's get started. Well, here we go. Gonna start in on this guy here. Make sure to do all your stunts while kneeling on a radiator core support. Take the little clip out here. Make sure to launch it somewhere you can never find it. Washer comes off for the throttle linkage. Throttle linkage can come off, and I'm actually going to leave it hooked up right there to the bracket because I'll reuse the bracket on the next carburetor. Pull our return springs out on this side here. Easier said than done. This old Summit is, I believe, an old copy of an Autolite, like 4100 or something. They don't have any gaskets below the fuel line on the bowls there. It worked okay back in the Malibu days, but for this thing, it's just a little too big. It doesn't see full throttle nearly as much as it used to, I guess, when it's transplanted into here. That's kind of it for this side here. I'm going to take these mounting bolts off. Someone call it a 13. I say we won a few wars that make that a ½ inch. Might be able to reuse these carb studs too. There we go. This side's good to go. I'll switch you guys over to the passenger side here, and we'll get the rest taken care of. Alright, we're going to go ahead and take off this power wire for our electric choke. And then I suppose we ought to loosen up this fuel line. Definitely launched a washer for throttle linkage down there. I have to pick him up off the floor. Luckily the Plinko game went in my favor. It's somewhere on the wet floor. We're going to take some rags here. Stuff them up under this fuel line when we disconnect it. Like this to soak it up rather than run all over that intake. Loosen our high-tech clamp here. I think we'll be putting a new fuel line on this fuel pressure regulator up here anyhow to meet the new one. fact, maybe we'll just take it off the fuel pressure regulator altogether. Gotta save the clamps for the next project. You never know when the next Great Depression's coming along. Oh, here we go. Make sure to drip that gas right on top of the distributor there. Alright. Fuel side is off. Now we gotta get those little half-inch nuts off the carb studs. Those guys are off. A couple of vacuum lines. What do you got? PCV here. And spark advance here. Brake booster here. Ooh, I'm gonna bust my knuckles when this one comes off hard. Oh, mama. Yikes. Give her the push, pull, wiggle, jiggle carbs loose on the base. Ooh. Little by little. Holy buckets, Batman. There we go. Alright, gonna fight some spark hoses here for sure. See if I can't get this guy down and around. Oh yeah. No washers left on the carb to fall down the intake. One old, well-serving carburetor removed. We'll take Mr. New 600. We're replacing a 750 with a 600 this go around. I think street manners on this thing will be a lot nicer for what we do with it in this pickup. Or more likely what the next guy does with it in this pickup. I think this thing's like every good mechanic truck. We're gonna get her fixed up just how we want her and then sell it. Get these flange nuts on. Whoops, I'm working on the other side. Now you can't see me. I'll go back to your side in a minute here. Alright, so what do we got on your side? Positive wire for the electric choke. Time spark advance guy lives here. Maybe put him on after we tighten these guys down. And I think we're going to come up with a new PCV valve hose and a new fuel line here. And then brake booster, he can live in the back. Live pretty happily, I think. Maybe run him under the throttle cable. Hey, you know what? Power brakes are going to be okay. Run some of these guys down. Oh, good. I can get to like one of them. Possibly no more than that. Let's see. These side are out. Well, that's good. Can't tighten it down in a crisscross this way. Let's go get some vacuum line and make up this guy for you. Alright, so let's go ahead and put this new PCV line on here. Slide them all the way onto the carburetor. Very accurately find your length. Snip it with the hose cutters. Threaten it with its life. If it doesn't go on easy, that one's going to be okay. So right now I'm installing the GM throttle stud. Holley does a good job of sending you these ball studs that must work on all kinds of vehicles for their throttle, except for anything I've ever owned. So you end up using one of these GM throttle studs that you got to buy separately. Strip that. Just kidding, don't do that. Can put on our throttle. We'll need our fancy washer that I lost somewhere under the truck. And we can tighten these guys down as well. Oh yeah, I can't get at him. Might have to have a universal joint. Have to finish those with a wrench, I think. Gotta find my washer. This one ain't gonna be super fun, I think. Don't know if I can fit it deep well. Shallow's too shallow, deep is too deep. We'll try a wrench. Probably get another wrench on that one too. Go find a washer and we'll hook these guys up for you. You might not believe it, but I think I found the right washer laying on the floor underneath this farm truck here. Now I gotta play the cotter pin in the hole game. Oh, come on, fella. Go to your home. Too good for your home cotter pin? Hey, that fella's gonna work. Just like that. Make sure to bend it in a way that ticks off all the internet mechanics. There we go. Put a wrench on these carb bolts and figure out a fuel line. Fire it up. I suppose return springs might help a little bit here. Don't want to go careening off into the abyss. I'd say they return. See if our ratchetti wrench will work. Snug her up in a cross pattern here. Fancy ratcheting wrenches guarantee not to rip, run, or snag. Make conception a wonder and childbirth a pleasure. Oh my. Not a lot of room on this guy. We'll come back to him. Three out of four. Harumph. I had an idea. Yo, what was that? To put that 30 pointer right in his coffer. Oh, geez, guy. Not quite. All the torque of a half-inch drive on this little guy. Hopefully I can get this socket back out of here. Oh, that's tight. There we go, guy. Let's rig us up a fuel line and light a fire in this thing. Well, the good news is I had some stainless braided fuel line left. The bad news is that I had some stainless braided fuel line left. If you've worked with it, your fingers will remember it. There we go. Not every day you get to see snow up on the cowl of a YouTube mechanic's truck while he's fixing it. I probably could have put him on the other way. That's okay. I think I got room here. Fancy fuel injection clamps tighten down pretty nice. All right, we got return springs. We got throttle action. Kick down in this truck is operated by the operator. If I could only have a manual choke on this thing, I wouldn't have to worry so much about fancy computers doing my driving for me. Let's turn on the fuel pump and maybe light a fire in this thing, see what happens. Let's energize the fuel pump. We'll see if it sprays anywhere here, or stuck float lets it come out the overflows. Let's see. Don't know if there's anything coming out the bowls yet. Electric choke is thinking about working, it looks like. Accelerator pump. Oh, making squirting noises. Let's go light a fire in it. Well, perhaps I should turn the idle up a touch. Maybe that choke opened up a little too fast because I was messing with it too. We'll find out here. I suppose it's time to put our air cleaner back on here. a little tall. We'll see what happens. I need to find a new non-K&N lid top here, ramming around the garage one of these days. Oh yeah, she's tall in this carb. Might have to cut her down a little bit. Went a little deeper in the old Summit. I wonder. Suppose we gotta test it out here. Well, folks, that about does it for our carburetor swap on Farmer Tan video here. Seems to run okay. We'll test it out a little more during the week. Possibly this coming weekend we'll go haul some wood with it. If you like what you see here, make sure to drop a like or hit the subscribe button. Tell your friends about it. Comment about what you want to see in future videos. Look out. We'll probably have a 100 subscriber giveaway coming up. I think we're going to give away some sockets, and we'll figure out how to do that pretty quick. Thanks to everybody that's already subscribed. If there's anything you want to see, drop it in the comments section. Always make sure that you guys are having fun in your own garage, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks. Bye.